welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is part 2 of my art supply series. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll make sure to put it at the end of this video. In this video, there will be 4 must-have art supplies for beginner color pencil artists. Colored pencils, quality sketchbooks, graphite pencils, and blenders. If you're interested in learning art and would like me to teach a few topics about your art medium in the future, you should consider subscribing. And maybe you could like this video as well. First up, we have colored pencils. This is the most obvious item out of everything on the list that I mentioned earlier. Now, there are different types of colored pencils, but the 3 main types are oil-based, wax-based, and water-soluble. I have a pencil set of my own, but it's not a big brand like Prismacolor or Faber-Castell. It's just plain old Crayola. You can use these pencils if you can't afford expensive brands like the ones I mentioned. These Crayola crayons are also wax-based. Wax-based pencils are much softer than water-soluble and oil-based pencils. However, they break easily and wear out more quickly. Unlike oil-based pencils, which last much longer and are less likely to break, you must always remember to be careful when wearing. Some colors may become darker than you want them to if you layer too much in one place. If you want to learn more about colored pencils in the future, just say so in the comments. And now we'll move on to quality sketchbooks. Sketchbooks are another obvious item on our list. But just like in the last video, quality is important too. But since this is a different art medium, the quality is different as well. In the last video, I spoke about 2 main qualities to look for when buying sketchbooks: the tooth and durability. But today, we'll be discussing the tooth. And if you don't know or remember what the tooth is the texture of the paper in your sketchbook. Different textures work with different art mediums. For almost every art medium, there's a specific kind of paper that works well with it. In the last video, I mentioned Bristol paper, which is smooth and works well with ink and graphite. But not only that, it works well with colored pencils. Bristol paper has 2 surface types, smooth and vellum. A vellum surface would be recommended for colored pencil art because it has a bit more texture than a smooth surface, which is better for layering colored pencils. Next up, we have graphite pencils. Now, you may be wondering, why have we gone back to graphite pencils? Well, there's something called an underdrawing, which is basically a sketch used to guide the artist to get the correct proportions when drawing. If you can recall in the last video, I said that an HB2 pencil is a regular pencil and is good for sketches. And since an underdrawing is similar to a sketch, this pencil type is most suitable for doing all of your sketches. But since we're working with colored pencils today, you'd want a darker pencil grade so that your sketch will still be visible when you started to apply the colored pencils to your underdrawing. I would recommend a 4B pencil, which is another one of the pencil grades I mentioned in the last video. If you enjoyed this video so far and would like the series to continue, you should consider subscribing. And you can like this video to show your support. And lastly, we have blenders. Some drawings have colors that blend into each other. There's more than one way to blend the colors of your drawings. So today, we'll be talking about the different items that can blend your drawings. First up, we have blending stumps or tortillons. I mentioned these in the last video. Not only do they blend graphite, they can blend colored pencils, charcoal, and many other things. Next up, colorless blenders. I recently found out about these. They look very similar to white charcoal pencils. They use a special formula to soften hard edges, which softens the colored pencils on the paper. And lastly, pencil blending solutions, one of which is the Zested Blending Solution. This is best when blending oil pastels and wax-based colored pencils. This is better to use than oily substances. The oil will damage the paper that you're drawing on. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you want this series to continue, you can like this video to show your support. See you all next week. Bye!